At this point, both account activation and password reset are working, so there's only one thing left, which is to get the email sending to work in production. We're going to be using a service called SendGrid that allows you to send up to 200 emails a day for free. That'll be plenty for our purposes. There's an add-on at Heroku for SendGrid, so we can add it like this. Heroku add-ons add SendGrid, and this is the starter tier. Now I should mention that this will not work unless your Heroku account has been verified, but that's really easy. All you have to do is add a credit card to your Heroku account. That doesn't actually charge you, it just associates a credit card with your account. So once you've done that, you should be able to add on the SendGrid starter package. Okay, to get that to work, we're going to have to configure our production environment. Let's take a look. It's in config environments production.rb. This is the kind of configuration I generally recommend copying and pasting, so I'm going to follow my own advice and copy it from the Rails tutorial book. Let's just copy this here. And we've got this raised delivery errors. Actually, you know, something just occurred to me. I think there's something repeated. Yeah, let's get rid of this. This does no harm, but we don't need that. And then in here, this can go anywhere here, so let's just look at mail. Is there a place to have mail? Yeah. And you can see this section here, it says your Heroku app. So that's, for me, Gentle Garden. Like this. gentlegarden.herokuapp.com. It's the host. Then that goes in here. We've done this configuration twice, once for development and once for test. It's like this right here. And then there are some settings for SMTP, which is the simple mail transfer protocol. And there are a couple of important lines here. There's a username and password, and this uses an env hash that lives on Heroku. This is a best practice for configuration files like this. You should never have a password exposed if you can at all avoid it. So what will happen here is, in this case, Heroku will automatically set these environment variables on the server. But we'll see in the next lesson how we can set them ourselves. In fact, we can find out what their values are. Let's do this. We can actually see what they are with Heroku config get. We'll actually do Heroku config set in the next lesson. It'll set our Amazon S3 credentials. So that's that, and then we can do password here too. So by putting them on Heroku and not putting them in our file, we arrange for it to be basically impossible for anyone to get any of these values unless they actually have access to our server. Save that. With this configuration file, we're ready to make a commit and push up to Heroku. So let's do that. Let's rerun our test suite one more time before we deploy. All right, we're green, so let's deploy this thing. We've changed the data model, so let's run a migration. Let's Heroku run. All right, this should be working now. Let's check it out. Let's start with a new user. create my account. That's good. So let me check my email, see if I have an activation link. Here it is, account activation. Will this work? There it is, account activated. That's pretty awesome. Even I find it hard to believe this actually worked. Let's log out here.